Everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bob's Garage. This video is going to be a little short one, although I say that every time, they always wind up going long. But I had a comment in one of my videos that said that the bike sounded lean. So when I got it, as I said, it was a non-runner. The carburetor was actually apart. And what I found was it was the maximum size jet you can put into a CV carburetor. It's a newer Harley CV carburetor. So I found it to be running a bit rich, I thought, and every now and then I get a bit of black smoke on acceleration. So I jetted it down 2 sizes, but it's a good comment. I'm not that good that I can hear by the sound of the bike that the mixture is right, other than of course sneezing and popping when you accelerate. I'm going to take it apart. Pull the spark plugs out. That's how I do it. I read the color. I also look for telltale signs like black exhaust at certain times. And take it apart and look at it. I hadn't seen anything, but I'm going to pull the spark plugs out, take a look, and I'll show you how I read them. And maybe might try a couple of jet sizes, might try a size richer and see how that changes things anyways. I know from this that the idle mixture is something I probably need to work on. I probably have a vacuum leak at the heads. I've tried sealing that up before, but yeah, definitely was in the past. I had a little bit of air leakage going in. But anyways, so this, like I said, will be a little bit short video. Hopefully the quality is better than the last one. That was my old computer, and it ran into quite a few problems with editing, so it's kind of something I'm going to have to wind up redoing over again. So again, sit back, grab yourself a beer, and let's take a look at this. Thanks. So like I said, how I check richness is, well, look at the exhaust, looking for black smoke. And I had a bit of that. It could have been something else. But then I just check the spark plugs. As I said, I've gone 2 jet sizes. It was the maximum size. I can't remember the number is right now, either 46 or 50. So I've taken the plug wires out and already loosened these off. This is what the first one I found. So you can tell by the color of the tip. Black is, rich, obviously. Too much fuel, not enough air, so you don't get all the fuel completely burned. White is too lean, too hot. And then a little bit of a tan color is okay. So this has got just a little bit on the electrode. White there. I'm not sure you can call it a bit of tan, but maybe lean. Not sure. Then you go to the front cylinder. Now, one thing too is airflow. This is the cooler cylinder, this is a hotter. So this one always runs hotter. Some people actually even change the spark plug range too. So here's the cool cylinder. And so I was getting all ready to change a jet until I took this one out. Now that one, you can see, is a little bit darker. And a little bit more sooty, a little bit more tan color. So I'm thinking that jetting is okay. So don't think I'll change that right yet. And again, not noticing any backfires or from being too lean. The the motorcycle will backfire when it's cold. I turn on the enricher circuit for this carburetor, the CV, and that cures it and also makes it run better. No surprise, that's expected when it's cool. I've also sealed up the intake boot. So normally these have what's called a spigot. It's kind of like the joint on the drain on a sink. This is an O-ring type with a clamp. So I took that all apart and cleaned it and resealed it, and that seemed to make a bit of a difference as well. So, and a leak there would bring too much air in, leak air in and make it run leaner. So I'm thinking this is okay. So if some of you want to comment and you think that is too lean of a plug, glad to hear. This has only got about maybe 50 miles on this plug, but I am seeing just a little buildup on the electrode. The color doesn't seem too bad. Do see A little bit more soot on this one, but I don't generally think that's too bad. No real effort here to change out the main jet. You just pull the bowl off, and you can access the jet right from the bottom. I got immersion tubes too, two different types of immersion tubes, one with a whole lot more holes in it. So I'm not inclined to change this yet, but I'm going to grab my kit anyways and take a look. These are my spare parts and some jets. So these are the pilot jets and the main jet and an emulsion tube. So this was what came into it, or came with it. And I've got one with multiple holes in the emulsion tube. See, this one's a little bit twisted. Somebody obviously is having a hard time getting it out. Main jet, I wish I could read the numbers for you, but I think it goes to 200. This looks like about I'm trying to read it, but I think it's a 180. Not 100% sure. And again, they go to about 200. And I'm pretty sure I didn't put I went down a couple sizes. So it's, and I bought a few of these. So I think it is, in fact, I can't find the other one. I think it's a 190 in there, but I'm not 100% sure. And I can't read this, but that's a 47. The largest is a 50. And I think I got that backwards. I think it was talking about pilot versus main. So it was jetted up pretty high. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I went to a larger size on the main and went down on the pilot. And this one looks to be a 46. So a 46 and a 48 I've got in the spare, so I might have a 50 for the pilot, and it was the main that I think I might have gone down in size. So I'm fairly sure that's a 160. So I think I might have richened it up on the main, and I might have leaned it a little bit on the pilot. I'm not sure. I'm going to probably take it apart and find out what I got in there. Pretty sure though that I leaned it out. So there's certainly a possibility that it might be too much. Let it go. So I took this out, had to get a magnifying glass. So what's in it is a 175. This is a 165, and that's even smaller. That's about that was what was in the bike when I got it. That was a 150. So I went richer on the main. And like I said, the maximum you get is a 200. So now I didn't do the pilot, didn't pull the pilot out. I'll take a look on it. I'll try to get it out and take a look at it, but I don't remember going as rich on the pilot. Okay, so I finally got the last one out. I have a little piece of sheet metal. I mean, to screwdriver for getting these out because it's has to be a really narrow profile. I could grind down a screwdriver. So that's a 48, the one that was in it, and I have a 46 and a 47. So I've richened up. I guess my memory's bad, and so is my eyesight. I've richened up both the pilot to a 48, maximum is a 50, and the main from, I can't read the original one on the original emulsion tube, but it's the smallest, probably a 150, and I'm up to a 75. So, and where I got the information from was hydroglide.net. Great resource. Went to the forum and just checked with some of the people who had drag pipes. So I'm going to put this all back together now and button it up. But at least now I know what my starting point is. I got to make sure this time I write it down. One or 48 for the pilot and 175 for the primary. I think I'll pick up. I didn't realize I hadn't got a 185 or something, but I think I'll pick that up and have that ready so I can I can make a little bit more adjustments, as I might just try that. I might go to a 180 or 185 on the main and see if that changes it. Again, seems fine. No black smoke now when it starts up, unless of course I got a little bit flooded. So I think I'm pretty close, but wouldn't hurt to go one size richer just to be safe.
So again, I really couldn't let it alone. I really want to try changing jet sizes around a little bit to see how things change, to see if they did in fact help the bike out a little bit. Again, I clearly got my memory all wrong, and I had basically gone to the HydroNet forum and took a look at some recommendations for what jet size to be with drag pipes on. Completely forgot all that, but I figured it all out and remembered what had happened when I started seeing the old parts that I had taken out, the smaller size jets in both the idles and the main jet. So what I did, this is taking a little while, but I've gotten a few more parts, some larger size jets. So what I picked up is I don't know if you can read it very well here, but I got a 185 and 195. So the main, I have a 175 now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to some extremes. I'm going to go to the 195 and see what kind of difference that makes. I also got this idle mixture screw. So this company is called CV Performance. So it specializes in Harley CV carburetors. This is where I got my last parts from in the Carb kit. So you can see, again, no promotion here. This is just good parts, so I decided I just show what I'm using. But this just makes it easier for idle mixture adjustments. The idle mixture is recessed within the bottom of the bowl, and mine actually had a little dab of silicone to seal it all up. I never have to make any adjustments. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use that. It's just easier because it's got a knurled head there. I'm gonna put that in as well. So again, it's a CV Performance. So we'll try it out. Put the largest jet in there, drive it up and down the street a bit, and take the plugs back out, see what they look like, and see what we learn from it.
Well, I'm finally getting this back together. It's been a couple of weeks actually. I've been doing some other things. So we're gonna take the bike for a ride and see how it performs with the big jets. Just to recap again, I went from a 175 main to a 195. So that's really fattened it up. So I'm curious to see how it goes. Take a look at the plugs when I get back and see how it goes. I didn't touch the idle circuit. So I'm just going to do one thing at a time and see what happens. But again, idle seems to be fine. But again, we'll see how this works out. So it's been a while having it going. It's been a bit of a hot day. I don't like riding the bike when it's hot. It's a low pressure system to begin with. And just enough pressure to get out to the lubrication, to the rockers in the top. But I'll give it a shot anyways. I already got the primer circuit on, kick it over with the ignition off a few times. Ignition's retarded. Primer off, ignition on. I can tell you right now, I got the mic on near my mouth, so hopefully you can hear this all right. But you can smell it's rich now. Just smells pretty raw. Well, let's take it for a spin anyways. So it's still pretty cold. You know, a little bit of a stumble at low RPM. Now again, I haven't driven it for a while, but it kind of feels like it's missing a bit. And I can feel some surging going on as well. You hear that? Now usually about here, when it's cold, it backfires. Get a little bit of a lean sneeze when it's cold. I'd pull the choke out, and that usually corrected it. Not got any of that now. So I definitely am richer now. At least I'm not getting those lean sneezes. Yeah, definitely not as firing as clean, but it's still cold. cleaned out a little in the bottom end now too. Again, it's getting warmer. But it's feeling a bit torquier. So I don't know if you could hear that. I was saying that field's a bit torquier, but I got a misfire as I came off of acceleration, went into cruise. Surely not warmed up now, but close. Rough part of the road, so it'll just be in a light throttle now. Here you should get an idea with the light throttle load if it's a bit too rich. It'll probably start to stumble. Still feels pretty good. that surging might just be a little bit more sensitivity in the throttle. That was a bit of a hit. Okay, we'll give it a couple of minutes to cool off, and then we'll pull the spark plugs out and take a look to see if they look a little bit richer. You know it's hot when you get off the bike, and you're hotter than when you went on it. It's a warm day, so I couldn't wait too long. I've taken the plug out already, and it's probably too short of a ride, but it's not much changed. A little sootier at the base. But not that bad at all. I was expecting, frankly, just a little bit more there. I try the front now. That was the rear cylinder, so the rear cylinder runs hotter. The front will be a good. I'm going to set you down here so you can see. Not that changing spark plugs isn't really exciting, but still pretty hot, so I'm going to be watching my fingers in here. There's one thing I was kind of hoping for with running richer, you tend to run cooler. Haven't seen a change. Oh, that one's definitely sootier. That, you can see that. There, sorry, bouncing around a little bit. You can see that. That is definitely sooty. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely rich. So that's probably too much there. You can see you've got soot at the base. Insulators tan, if you remember, they were pretty whitish before, but that's definitely tan now. I think I'm going to keep running it this way just a bit longer. Now, problem with too rich is it's going to foul the plugs. But it definitely seems like it's got a little bit more pep. I don't mind running it richer in a hot weather. Maybe it's something I'll change the jet size down a bit when it gets a bit cooler. But yeah, that's definitely reading rich. So the rear plug, and this, you can see white electrode. That's the rear, it's a hotter one. This one, definitely rich. So you put them side by side there. It probably doesn't show up as well with the browns, seat, but getting close. So yeah, that seemed to made a bit of a difference. I should have expected it. I was actually expecting it to be a lot worse. That's gone from a 175 to a 195. That's as fat as you can get without drilling out the jet. I think 200 is the largest. So yeah, I'm going to try that for a bit. Yeah, it took care of the sneezing when it was cold. So that's a nice plus. I just assume that's because it's cold. Pulled the enricher on and it was fine. But I'm going to try that a little bit, and maybe when it gets a bit colder, I might go to the 185, but not too bad. But again, short ride. We'll keep an eye on it. So I think I'll end the video here. I'm going to still drive a little bit, and if I have any more problems or if I start seeing this is too far, again, the 175 I chose I got from hydraulicglide.net. Just checked through a lot of different people with straight pipes. So these drag pipes, there's no baffles, just straight pipes. So that makes the motorcycle run, of course, really lean because there's no back pressure whatsoever. So I just got what I read online for what other people were using with drag pipes. Motors, as I said, is pretty stock. And saw from the inside stock valves. But I'll keep an eye on it, and might just do a short update video if I find that it's too much. I think it's going to be too much. I think it's going to be a little bit too in the rich side. I think if I start doing a little bit of in-town driving, it's going to probably start falling out a little bit, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, and again, comment down below if you've got any advice for me, if you've got any suggestions about jet sizes. Hopefully this has been somewhat of a help. Thanks.